Whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly, this is Yelp Exposed. Woo! All right, everybody. So today we were on another BWG call with Bill Williams, and you can go and check out the links. It's down below. Fantastic guy. The focus for all of this over the last 7 years that he's been doing this is to bring real, hard-hitting, cutting-edge knowledge and insight to the business world, the business community, through having individuals to provide insights like myself and numerous other marketing agencies around the country. I don't know if it's around the world, but brings us together. He starts on time, he ends on time. This guy is no frills, no hold bar. Like, he will ask a question, put it down, challenge, 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 and then keep going. So for a man like that to allow me to come on, share my insights with his prospective group over the last 12 months at various times, it's been a real pleasure and honor, especially to be respected. And again, these are individuals and companies who are overseeing huge multi-location, hundreds of locations. Yeah, it's fantastic to be able to deliver. So I want to kind of touch on what we talked about today. Today during the call, it was the premise behind COVID-19. There was a lot of individuals on there. The question came up with regards to Google and Facebook, and then there was even some peppering in from Yelp for kind of where we're at, what ad spend looks like, what the economy coming back is going to look like. Like I said, Bill is very talented in asking the right questions, digging in, and being quick about it, having you on your feet. And so one of the things, and the individual that spoke before me, he kind of touched on Google, and he mainly works within the restaurant industry. And so from that point, I started my turn in the roundtable discussion. Number one thing that I have been saying over and over and over again, if you've been watching me or you're listening to me, I'm actually starting to consolidate, get better, get stronger, and if there's no time, it has to be like right now. If there's no other time to expose as to what is really going on, the exposure has to happen right now, okay? And I'm gonna deliver to you what I told to them on this phone call. And it went something like this. For all those individuals who are claiming that Yelp is not a player, and for all of those individuals who are saying that Google is the giant, which they are, antitrust, look it up, Facebook, really not in the scene. They actually went away from reviews altogether. Now they're just recommended. Yes, they have some directory listings, but the information is super incomplete, and nobody really plugs into it unless, of course, you're on the platform directly. So again, that's a key factor. You've got to really see, if you're delivering data, if you're delivering insights, it really comes down to who is using that data, who is really using those insights. So from that point, you have to then analytically and logically look, okay, what is the breadth or the depth of where my information is going and how is it coming back to me, all right? Because you can have all the information in the world, but if you don't have it organized, like Napoleon Hill says, then it's useless. Right? Think and Grow Rich. Make it happen. One of the favorites, right? The other favy is my man Maxwell Maltz, Psycho-Cybernetics. Get on that shit right away. It has to be some true understanding as to the breadth in which Yelp's data is being utilized. Yes, Google is fantastic. They're the biggest one. They're the giant. But here's the deal about Google My Business and Google. See, Google doesn't really care about the quality of the reviews that are coming through. Even when you log into Google My Business, you can send out a link to everybody in the world to write a review. And see, review mill sites have been using this tactic for a very long time. And so what'll happen is you can sign up for this service where within Google, you can have this amazing service where you send somebody an email, right? Like we've all gotten before, and it says, hey, would you write us a review, please? Your email address is at gmail.com, which means that you can instantly write us a Google review because that's really the only criteria as long as you have an @gmail.com, all right? So for me, being an Android user, right, no matter what email address I use, if you send me a link through my email and I get it on my phone, all I have to do is then tap a button and then it takes me to the space to write a review. So the review mill sites, what they'll do is they'll create a landing page, and then from that point, the landing page will go through and it will say, hey, how was your experience? Now, if it's a 4 or 5 star experience, oh, they'll publish that to Google all day long. That's easy, right? But here's the thing, is if it's less than a 4-star review, that gating system, right, or that review tricking system, or that review filtering system that they have in place, right, filtering system, they then from that point will send that feedback to the owner, okay? And then the owner from that point can then resolve and handle it without the negative review being on his Google My Business page. Now, if you're a regular business owner, you're like, whoa, I didn't know you could do that. Well, what you can do is you can have people, there's a link, right, in your Google My Business where it says, hey, share your Google My Business page and get more reviews. It's literally said that on there, harvest reviews, okay? And so what happens is people start using that and they send it out and then they get their Google reviews up, right? Which is what people do. Now, I brought that up today because I want you to hear what's going down when I say the rest of what I have to say as I'm exposing Yelp for what it is, all right? I made a video maybe a month or so ago on, and it's fully 100% authorized through Yelp, it's right here, how to get reviews on Yelp in 2020. This was before the whole COVID thing. Again, we're here to bring you the hard-hitting information. I'm doing the work so you don't have to. You like that? And so what's going on, all right? Here is the truth about Yelp, okay? And I'm gonna give it to you just like I gave it to them. Like my sweater, I'm getting kind of warm, but it's cool. I'm getting excited, right? Stay in vitamin C, get some sunshine, and stay warm. All right, so let me keep going. Now, Yelp. If you did not know this, I really need you to hear me when I say this now, okay? Yelp, where people are saying it is a dead site, where people are saying that people are not using Yelp during COVID-19 and that it's irrelevant because Yelp only caters to restaurants. So, of the people that use Yelp, okay, 18%, right, and you can find this on the Yelp fact sheet, which will be down below, 18% of the reviews on Yelp are from and for restaurants, okay? Now hear me when I say this, Yelp exposed. 17% of the reviews on Yelp are for home services. The other 17% is for shopping. Then it trickles down to automotive, beauty, real estate, whatever it is that you think you might want to look for something on Yelp, it's right there, okay? So that right there is just context. People use Yelp more than just for a restaurant, all right? Now, here we go. I'm gonna go kind of fast and I'm gonna get kind of heated, but I really need you to understand where I'm coming from because this is real knowledge, all right? Now, Yelp is plugged into Amazon Alexa, okay? So all of this voice searches that you are doing currently right now while you're at the home or your patrons are looking for at the home is all Yelp data. Yelp drives Amazon Alexa, okay? Yelp drives Apple Siri and Apple Maps. Yelp drives Windows, Bing, and Cortana, okay? Those are 3 huge players, Amazon Alexa, Apple Maps, and Windows. Yelp powers all of those, and Yelp also powers Yahoo, MapQuest, and then many other subdirectories. So today in the discussion, there was a talk about Yext and what Yext is going to be doing. Well, Yext, what they do, it provides a single platform to plug into all of those things, so then that way you can get your information directly to the directories, all right? But if you just update your Yelp profile, you will auto-populate to all of those directories. You don't need to be paying for another service through like Yext in order to make sure that your profile looks good, all right? Yelp is still plugged into all of those core components, all right? Additionally, Yelp is plugged into 90% of all cell phones when they're first loaded, okay? They have a partnership with Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. Those are the big guys right there. The only one that it's not directly plugged into is Google, for obvious reasons. Antitrust, all that shit. They've been trying to buy them forever, and it is 100% confirmed and known that Google has been scraping Yelp data for years, trying to buy them and trying to just gobble them up so then that way they can be the huge juggernaut, all right? Mr. Stoppelman has held out and he said no, and he really wants to make it happen, all right? He wants to bring the best experience possible to the consumer, and so that's why. All right, keep going. Here's the other part. Yelp is currently also plugged into a majority of the vehicle infotainment systems, all right? So those of you that are not sheltering in place and driving and making sure that you're going to different places, getting your food, you know, hitting up automotive stores, going to the hardware store, making sure that you're going out and getting sunshine and yet at the same time still social distancing. Smart move, good job, keep it happening. My point is that fresh air is really good for the soul, and with it being proven that sunlight kills COVID, well, get out there, do what you need to do, all right? So if you are looking for a place, let's say you are going to visit somebody like a sick, elderly individual where you need to take them something, they're out of the area that you're at. You're still probably going to use Yelp to find what you need. You're still going to go to Yelp to see if you can find some place to pick up some food to take to somebody, right? People are still using it. It's still very relevant. And even though you're not going to Yelp.com or you're not on the Yelp app, if you're asking, hey, Amazon, hey, Alexa, hey, Siri, hey, Cortana, any of those voice searches, it's happening. If you're typing it in your vehicle where you want to go, again, that's Yelp data. So it all comes down to the profile. And this was the last component that we talked about and something that I really touched on, all right? Consumers are very heightened right now. Their fight or flight is in disarray. Their stress is through the roof. People are wanting to make sure that they are making the best decision possible so then that way they can have the best experience possible. And that all stems from having you, the business owner, the best profile possible. Because when you have the best profile, then somebody can make the adequate decision that, yes, I want to work with that individual. It's not about your advertising. Stop thinking about that. It's about the enhancements. It's how you set up your photos. It's about what you're saying. It's about updating your hours to make sure that everybody knows that that's what you want to do and what you can do, all right? It's about letting the world know through your profile that it works, because then when somebody is doing a search on one of those many platforms, you will show up. You will show that you have engagement. If you're updating your listing, Yelp will say, oh, wow, they're doing work. Let me show their profile if somebody is searching, because why? Yelp wants to produce the best experience possible for a consumer. Why? So they come back. That's the whole point, to get people to come back again and again and again and to tell people, all right? And they do it without having to say, hey, guess what? Send me a review link and I want to write a review. Doesn't work like that. Yelp wants to be organic. That's why everyone's mad at it, because you can't game the system. I'm sorry you can't game the system, bro, but that's why I'm here to give you this insight to let you know, all right? So, through it all, through this video, I want you to know how it really works with Yelp. And I want you to go through and I want you to watch this video right here, how to get reviews in Yelp in 2020. And stay tuned for part 2, where I expose Yelp and the review system and what it really is. All right, talk to you soon. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, ring that bell, keep it funky. Love you, Earthlings. Let's make it happen.